So I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me anything. Send me some questions so that I can do a little Q&A on here. And you guys sent me the questions. So I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. But I did get quite a lot. Okay, the first one, Kimberly asked, how did you meet your husband? So, funny story, I was actually living by myself. I think I was 21 at the time. And I was living by myself, and me and my friend were going out into town, like, for a little night out. What? Little night out, as you do when you're 21. And she was like, oh, I'll get my friend Kendra to come and pick us up and he'll take us into town. So I was like, cool. She was a little bit older than me. I had no idea who Kendra was. Anyway, I was actually kind of seeing somebody at the time. But he came and picked us up, and that is how we met. And then I just got like a little bit more involved in like that kind of friendship group, and I started seeing him more and more and more. And the person that I was seeing, like, see you later, that died off. And my friend actually ended up going to work on a cruise ship. So I was kind of like by myself, but the little friend group kind of adopted me, and that is how I met my husband. And then it just turned into something romantic, and then 10 years later, here we are. How to implement gratitude into your day. I love this question so much. It's something that I'm still learning to do, like, every single day. Implementing gratitude and practicing gratitude in your like daily life doesn't have to be this big, crazy thing. It just needs to be intentional. So, for example, a few things that you could do, or like I personally do, like start your morning with like 3 simple things. So you can write these things down on a piece of paper, you can put them in your notes app, you can just think them, okay? But start with like 3 prompts, such as one thing you're grateful for in your life, one thing that you are grateful for in yourself, and one thing that you're excited about today. Like something like that. Just think of 3 prompts where you can practice some gratitude, and this will just help shift your mindset instantly. I really like doing something like that first thing in the morning. I also think like this goes into the whole mindful and intentional living as well, which if you want more on that, I can definitely do a video on that as well. But anytime you feel good, you feel proud, you accomplish something, you're grateful for something, when you feel joy, happiness, when something happens that makes you feel positive, open your notes app and write it down. And you will build this little list of just joys that you can reflect on when you're feeling a bit lost, when you're feeling a bit down, when you're feeling a bit off. And it's like a little dopamine menu of things, that tiny little things that have made you feel really good. And you can also end your day with like a gratitude wind down. So it's just about asking yourself a few questions to intentionally think about what you are grateful for, what you have been grateful for, what went right today, what are you proud of yourself for today. Like, it's just about, it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be this big crazy thing. You don't have to journal, you don't have to do this, or you don't have to write things down. It's just about being present and asking yourself these questions and actively thinking and finding things that you have been grateful for. I think once you start practicing it, it becomes like second nature, and you start to see all the good in almost everything and start realizing just how many things there are to be grateful for in your life. Gabriella asked that, by the way. And then Emily Olivia says, would you ever do a meetup Sunday morning for girls like you to meet new people? Oh my God. Yes, I would. I would absolutely love to do some kind of meetup at some point. It's just where, when, how, what it would be kind of thing. But yes, in the future, one of my goals, absolutely, probably for 2026, is to host and like hold a meetup. Juliana, I think your name is. How long did it take you to reach your goal weight? Tips for mums trying to do the same. I actually don't think I had a goal weight in mind when I started. It was more, the goal was how I felt about myself, how I felt about myself when I looked in the mirror, how my clothes fit. And it was more of a visual goal actually, rather than on the scales. But it took me just over a year to lose 50 pounds. And my tips for mums trying to do the same: consistency is key. If you are not consistent, you won't see results. It has to be manageable, maintainable, sustainable. Forget about a diet, forget about a fad, craze, exercise or whatever. You've got to find a way of eating and exercising that you enjoy, that you can do, that you can sustain long term in order to see long term results. All the equipment in your gym, what is the most used piece you recommend? Treadmill. Because you can do so much with a treadmill. You can walk, you can run, you can incline walk, you can sprint. A treadmill just offers so many different ways of doing some kind of cardio, which I really, really like. So if I had to just pick one, it would be the treadmill. How old were your children when you started your 5 a.m. morning routine? From the day they were born, basically. My children are super, super early risers. They always have been. So I just decided to embrace it rather than fight against it and try and stay in bed. There was just no point. So I became an early riser with them, and that is how I forced myself into being like an early bird on a morning. Thoughts on intermittent fasting? I'm not sure I really have any thoughts of any use about intermittent fasting. I'm very much do what works for you. There are a lot of studies that show that it isn't good for women and our hormones. So that's something to bear in mind. I think I don't know, it's difficult because I guess I kind of inactively, like accidentally intermittent fast a little bit because I don't tend to have my first meal until around 9-10 o'clock in the morning. But that's literally only because I'm not hungry until then. So if I'm hungrier before then, I will eat, but I'm typically not really that hungry until then. And I try and eat intuitively. So I just eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full. 3 things you always have in your fridge. Greek yogurt, full fat Greek yogurt, without a doubt. Feta cheese. I'm obsessed with feta and it just seems to go with everything. It goes with eggs. It goes with wraps, it goes with salads, it goes with everything. So I love a good chunk of feta. And roast chicken, like already made roast chicken, just to pick at, add into sandwiches, wraps, salads, everything. Always those 3 things. What tan do you use, please, and any tips for applying? My favourite tan at the moment is one by Loving Tan. I'll try to put a picture of it up here. It's like the gradual tanner in the dark. A few reasons why I love it. Number 1, the colour is absolutely gorgeous, sensational, looks super, super natural, like an actual natural tan, like I've been out in the sun, which I love. Number 2, it's gradual. So I don't have to shower it off basically. So I can put it on a night, go to bed, it's not sticky. It doesn't transfer. It's like detectless. Is that a word? Undetectable. It's undetectable. Wake up, I'm super bronzed, glowy, gorgeous, go work out, I don't have any streaks anywhere. It's perfect. I love it so, so, so much. The only downside is it's very expensive. What's the best exercises to do and how many times a week? All I have are dumbbells. Best exercises to do, whatever you enjoy. What exercises do you enjoy? Because that is what you're going to be able to continue to do and do consistently. And how many times a week? How many times a week can you do it? How many times do you want to do it? Build it off that first. Also, what are your goals? So if you are looking to put on muscle or lose fat, or it totally depends on your goals. Exercise is so individual and I feel like we forget that. We all have different end goals. We all have different results that we want to get, and our exercise routines and wellness routines should reflect that. I struggle to eat well and exercise on bad body image days. Any advice? You need to sit down with yourself and have an honest conversation with yourself and ask yourself why. Why are you struggling to eat well? And why are you having bad body image days? And why do you feel the need to exercise on those days? You've got to sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions and answer them honestly to be able to tackle the root cause and the root problem. I feel like nobody really wants to do that. Like everybody just wants to be able to take something or actively do something and get a result, but it just doesn't work like that. You've got to do some serious inner work with yourself and do some healing to be able to get to the point where you're not doing that anymore. I know it's different for everyone, but how long did it take to get to this point physically and mentally? That whole year that it took me to lose the 50 pounds, I really feel like it was like a whole year of a journey. I wanted to change my life. I didn't just want a quick fix. I wanted to change my life long term, and I knew that I'd have to do it slowly, I'd have to do it steadily, I'd have to build up the habits and do a lot of reflection and like inner work. So I would say honestly about a year. How long did it take you to get to your goal body? Recommend a good coach. That's so funny because I don't think I've got my goal body. My goal body doesn't look like my body. I don't really have a goal body. I'm just trying to be the best I can be for my life, for my mental health, for my physical health. And I didn't use a coach. I wish I could recommend a coach. If anybody does have any recommendations for a coach, please leave them for this lady, but I actually didn't use a coach, so I'm really sorry. Do you like lifting heavy? No. I really dislike lifting weights in general. I've never enjoyed it. I just find it boring. I need to be like mentally stimulated, and I just don't enjoy it. I really enjoy incorporating weights into my Pilates, and that is, I think, the most that I'll do. Like, I don't really lift heavy, but that's only because I don't enjoy it, so I wouldn't be able to be consistent with it. What Pilates program do you use? Izzy Samuel on YouTube is basically my Bible for Pilates. I love her so much. What's your biggest insecurity and how do you work through it? I have a few insecurities. I think my teeth are one of the biggest ones. The girls are another one. And I think I would say they are my two biggest insecurities. How do I work through it? I can't change anything. It's not something that I can easily change without either spending a lot of money or going into surgery or something like that. So I have to not let it bother me because I can't change it. If there was something bothering me that I could change, I would try and work on it, but I just have to accept it. There's an element of just acceptance that I can't do anything about it. I actually can't right now, at least. So I need to let it go. Is it normal for weight to fluctuate overnight? Absolutely. As women, we live on 24-hour cycles. We change every single day. Our hormones change, everything changes, and we change so much based off of where we are in our cycle, our hormone levels, etc. So our like water weight, for example, oh my god, up and down like this daily. This is going to be the last question that I answer. What age were your children when you felt able to do your routine and take more time? So it wasn't until Rory was 18 months old, and then I really like dove deep head first into like what is now my morning routine. I didn't feel like before that point I was able to do anything and be consistent with it. I didn't have it in me. I didn't have the mental capacity for it. There was loads of factors. Whereas when he turned 18 months and everything just became a little bit more settled, and I found the energy and the will and the want, and I just made it work, and I started it then. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop now because I'm sweating in here. This big ring light that is literally like making this room 1,000,000 degrees. So I'm gonna stop it here. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. If you want me to do another one of these or do you want a part 2, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.